Hey everybody, welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm Bob, that's Adam, and we are heading to week 9, Coach. Last week of the season, the regular season. You guys are playoff eligible, undefeated. Well, the list goes on and on of what you guys have accomplished. You're now number 6 in Division 6 according to the Coaches Association. So congrats on a really great season so far. 1 game left in the regular season. What's the season been like for you? I mean, obviously meeting and exceeding expectations, I'm sure, but it kind of doesn't matter unless you get the win on Friday. Is that accurate, or what do you think?
Yeah, thanks. It's been kind of a different year because we had so many opponents we didn't know much about.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a big difference, I'd say, this year. So to escape, in Michigan with that win.
Yeah.
And then to beat a good O'Connell Falls team on the road. And then Adams Friendship, I think they won their conference too.
Did O'Connell Falls win their conference?
They won their conference,
Wow.
yeah, or at least they got 1 game to go. I think they're in the driver's
Okay.
seat. So to win those games where you didn't really know much about your opponent was a different kind of story for us this year. And then some of the conference games that, we've kind of blown open was unexpected. So
Yeah.
that was fun. And now is, like you said, we got to finish the deal here.
Yeah, you guys sure have. I said during the live stream last game against Hurley that ever since the St. Croix game, you guys have been on a tear. It's like the St. Croix game kind of woke you guys up, because that was a game where you guys got by. You won, I think, 27-20 or somewhere in that range. But it felt like you left a lot of meat on the bone. But it seems like after that, it kind of was like, hey, and the guys really responded.
Yeah, it's a good thing about film. Go back and look at that, and guys saw, a lot of mistakes on both sides, and saw where they needed to get to, and started cleaning things up, and started to play a little better, and that definitely helps.
So you guys had a shutout on Friday night, if you don't include the first 30 seconds of the game. Hurley had that big play, and then it down to like the 1 or 2, and then they scored on the next play. It was like, and that was their first part of the game. It was like, oh crap, what's happening here? And then absolute domination by the Pirates after that. What was going through your mind as you saw him running, and then kind of as the game sort of progressed?
Well, I didn't imagine quite a big run that early, but I was thinking, okay, here we go. This is the dogfight we were kind of expecting. Just went a lot longer than I thought with that run, but then we settled in nicely, and I thought the defense did a really good job after that first drive.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the next drive, Hurley ended up fumbling, and there was just and we recovered, and there was like no yardage for Hurley until maybe like the second half. They got a couple little chunk plays, 20-yarders maybe, but you guys really held that running game in check, and there was no real passing game to speak of from Hurley. So, and then scoring 53 points, like, that's pretty incredible. And the JV scored for the first time this year on a varsity game, so that's a fun little deal too.
Reese scored. Adams Friendship.
Reese scored. Yeah, Reese is like the fourth. That's right. I forgot about that. He's the 4th leading rusher on the team, or 5th now,
leading
maybe.
Average.
68-yard average. Unfortunately, he got hurt, but
good memory
he gets that memory, and he gets. I mean, that's got to be an all-time record for Grantsburg. Speaking of all-time records, Gavin busted off a 97-yarder touchdown, broke the record by, I think the previous was 94.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that was, you see somebody pin them deep, and you're like, oh, this could be like just a huge play, and that time it came to fruition. Was there anything special about that play, or were you just trying to get out from the goal line, or what was the idea there?
Trying to get breathing room, and just, not turn it over back there, get a few yards and see what we can do. And then he saw right away we kind of had a good edge. We picked up a block, and he got to the sideline. Then when he cut it back, it was home free. Guys also got ahead of him and helped.
He had a whole he had like 4 guys right behind him, all with the white and purple, and that was a fun little sight. So so you guys really dominated, and that's like 3 weeks in a row you guys have completely shut down the opponents. Shut out the week prior to against Webster, and the week before I think that was Unity. So a really, really good stretch here of not only winning, but just head and shoulders above the opposition. And that's not, I'm not trying to be, Unity and Hurley are both playoff eligible. So you have Adams Friendship and Oconto Falls, Division 4 teams who won their conference. You've got Unity and Hurley, who are playoff eligible, and you've got Ladysmith this weekend. But what does it mean? Like, you guys are taking care of business against playoff caliber teams right now. Is that, I mean, how do you deal with that? Like, is that exciting to you? Is it like scary to you? How do you feel about all that?
It's a good thing, obviously, that we're beating teams that are good and not just, win whatever, one-win teams. So that's important. But like we talked about earlier, it doesn't really mean anything right now until, we win Friday, hopefully. Because otherwise, if you lose to Ladysmith at home and have to share, that puts a real kind of turn on the season at the end of the year going into playoffs. So, that stuff's nice, but I think it's more of, okay, what did we do well that we can continue? What did we do wrong? What do we got to get better?
Right. And
focus on this week because, like we talked about, it's the game of the year right now. We put ourselves in that place. So I think the guys know that and we should be ready to go.
Well, they sure have responded to those types of situations. Unity at homecoming, thought that was for the conference. Hurley on Friday, that was for the conference. Ladysmith this Friday for the conference. Yep. It's kind of, and the boys have really responded well. And that is a testament to you and your coaching staff. So I know you won't talk too much about that, but that's phenomenal having those guys ready. Like you said, watching tape against kind of those early games, kind of struggled out of the gate. You still won all the games, but maybe not by, like if you were to take the team now and put it back then, I think it'd be a lot different margins of victory. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, early in the year. Other teams can say that too.
True.
Make some early season mistakes and whatever. And the good thing is I think we've improved and got a little bit better as the year has gone on. And I think guys can understand now some of those things they weren't understanding in the weeks, 1 and 2 where simple things as pad level and, great keys on defense. Just simple things that they can do and control, and they're doing that better now, and that helps in the results.
That's awesome. And again, that goes to coaching, pointing out those things. So kudos to you guys. Let's take before we get into the Ladysmith game, I've kind of just been mashing on some numbers. You guys are kind enough to put all the stats up on WIS Sports, and thank you to WIS Sports for having a platform like that. So I can see all the records that Grantsburg has had over the years. I can see all that stuff. So kind of melding those two. I see that Brock is having a great year. He's already, I think, 15th in terms of career passing yards. Trenton, as of last game, moved up the ranks in like 8 categories. Gavin had a couple categories. The passing game wasn't great the last couple of games. Only played 4 full quarters for the varsity, but absolutely incredible to see Trenton and Gavin and Brock just really elevating. And it's a team game, but those individuals are really stepping up. Other guys like Zach and Marcus, Dane, Ian, Alex McCormick, even Norman is up there with fumble recoveries. So, what can you say? All those guys kind of doing their thing, and it adds up to a really good season.
Yeah, that's what it takes. We got a couple guys you could call stars, and then you got guys that you mentioned, contributors that contribute in a lot of ways, and then some games, they make the big play, and that's been proven in some of those closer games. And to be good, you got to have some different weapons. You got to be solid across the line.
Oh, the unsung heroes. There's no stats for pancakes or any of the rushing stats and all that. That can be attributed to the line. They're doing a great job. You can't pass without a line. You can't run without the line.
They did a great job against Hurley, kind of controlling the line of scrimmage and playing low, creating piles, and so we'll definitely need that effort again on Friday.
Getting in the backfield, tackles for a lot. It was really fun to watch. All right, let's talk about Friday. Ladysmith. It's youth night on Friday night. Tell us about that a little bit. What's going on there?
Well, Coach Zach Addison's done a few different themes this year, which is cool. We had the military appreciation, and then now youth night. Just trying to get some recognition out to the kids, get more kids here, get them excited. They've gone through their youth football now, just ended on Saturday. So we want to kind of get them out here and get them lined up for the guys coming out of halftime and generate a little more excitement and just kind of keep the ball rolling.
Great idea. I love that idea. Now, on the flip side, forecast doesn't look too nice for Friday night. Hopefully all the rain and garbage gets done early in the day. Kind of looks like it's trending that way, so we're hopeful because we want this place packed. It's been great. The attendance has been great this year, I feel like. People love coming out and watching good football. Great crowds, loud. We want them to get here, be loud, and really cheer on the Pirates. We don't talk about that too often, but what does the home field advantage, what does having a huge crowd at these games mean to you and to the team?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, to get a big crowd like that and a nice night, well, maybe not so nice weather Friday, but to get a big crowd there behind you, and the kids, like being home playing in front of, the student body, and more family members obviously are here. So that's a big deal to the kids, and, we love playing at home. We got a beautiful facility, and so it's always nice to be playing in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, it's good. I really hope people can make it out. I hope the weather is good enough. I understand if it's
bring an umbrella.
40 degrees and raining, might be a lot to ask, but I sure hope it's nice so people can come out and see this team. Of course, if you can't make it out on Friday, we should have, cross your fingers, or I'm crossing my fingers, 3 more home games into the playoffs. Hopefully getting that #1 seed like we had last year. But that's looking ahead. Let's look at Ladysmith for the last time. I'm going to say that. I'm just chasing squirrels. They're a team unlike what we've seen this year. They like to chuck the ball, a lot like us. We've got a nice balance, run and pass. If this isn't working, this is going to work type of thing. Tell us a little bit about Ladysmith's offense and what we can expect on Friday.
Yeah, they're balanced. I mean, they throw it really well, but they also can run it, spread you out, and kind of slice you up a little bit inside. Quarterback's a good player. They got 3 really good receivers. Like I said, the running back's good, so they're balanced, and they can hurt you in different ways. And like I said, spread you out and use that space. And they've scored, I think, a minimum of 4 touchdowns every game. So
is that right?
Right there, that
wow.
They can put points on the board, and that's going to be a big test for our defense to step up to.
So how do you combat that? I mean, what's the
we got to pressure the quarterback. I mean, we can't let him sit back there all day and pick his guys. So, but at the same time, we got to have good coverage on the backside of things and not blow any coverages. We got to tackle well in space. And offense, especially with the weather, we got to take care of the football, and that's always #1.
Right. So with the bad weather potential, does that help or hurt you guys? Like you guys are balanced. I think Ladysmith, most of their stuff comes through the air. I could be wrong on that, but are you hopeful for some kind of icky weather?
I don't know if I'm hopeful, and I don't know who it helps, because again, you could play a really great game, but all of a sudden now if we turn it over 4 times, then that doesn't really matter. So I mean, we have to do our part, taking care of the ball, and then obviously if we could force some turnovers in the elements, that'd be great too. So
fantastic.
Yeah, we'll see.
Very good. Well, I've taken enough of your time. Thank you guys for joining us, and good luck on Friday. Finish that undefeated regular season, and come on out and see these guys play on Friday night against Ladysmith, and be loud. All right, thanks, Coach.
You got it.
All right.